Yeah.
Okay. So you've been doing the podcast from how long?
So it's been an year actually. I think
Mm-hmm.
completely one and a half year. It was
Mm-hmm.
quite a journey. I used to run a coffee shop
Mm-hmm.
in Hyderabad,
Mm-hmm.
where I used to invite some guests and also interview them.
Mm-hmm.
I called it Real Conversation back in
Okay.
2018. So my
Mm-hmm.
interviewing journey started from 2018 from my coffee shop,
Mm-hmm.
but on Spotify 1.5 year back actually.
Mm-hmm.
More
Mm-hmm.
into it now by now. But since
Mm-hmm.
2018,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would interview people. I worked for a YouTube channel called Coffee in a Chai Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
mostly I would interview Tollywood celebrities and local
Mm-hmm.
artists,
Mm-hmm.
tattoo artists,
Mm-hmm.
underground, anyone who had a beautiful story to share. I was
Mm-hmm.
always interested in bringing the true narrative of any
Mm-hmm.
human that came my way, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the
one and a
co
half year actually.
so how many podcasts you've been done so far?
I think 150.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think 150 podcast.
In
Yeah.
in a coffee and chai cup or just in your
No, no. In my, it's called Candid with Bhagi. My
mm-hmm.
podcast is on Spotify under the name of Candid with Bhagi. I think I
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is the podcast which I actually
I have
came
around
across.
100 plus narratives.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
another
have
one, the
100 narratives, 100 plus actually.
mm, so the thing is like the
Yeah.
coffee. What was the another podcast name you have said?
Coffee in a Chai Cup. That's a
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. So
That's my
I
friends
never.
actually.
Yeah, I didn't came across that particular thing basically. So the
Mm.
Candid with Bhagi is the one which I have actually came across. You know.
Thank you. I just want Candid with Bagi to spread because that's totally me. Yeah. Yeah.
So, how was your podcast journey?
There's
What are you looking into in the Candid with Bhagi? What exactly you want to achieve through that? Like,
So my journey is basically from
mm-hmm,
IT. I
mm-hmm,
did my engineering and I
mm-hmm,
did my SAP certification. I was a little techie as much as I was into sales. I was
mm-hmm,
into IT sales and I was in the IT world.
mm-hmm,
In 2018, my journey totally tilted, from IT
mm-hmm,
to art.
mm-hmm,
I didn't expect this at all, at
mm-hmm,
all. It's magic actually, how I started this coffee shop and
mm-hmm,
somehow the coffee shop started attracting a lot of
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
local artists who would come and co-create some events with me.
mm-hmm,
So, a lot of artists, actors, belly dancers, the
mm-hmm,
drag queens, we were very inclusive for LGBT. There's a
mm-hmm,
lot of energy at my cafe, especially.
mm-hmm,
So it made me start a community for
mm-hmm,
artists called Humans of Nirvana. I
mm-hmm,
run an art community called Humans of Nirvana. So
mm-hmm,
these are the real humans who I met physically through my coffee shop and the
mm-hmm,
events and the
mm-hmm,
interviews in the last 5, 6 years journey, whoever I met, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So my main intention, I guess, by now is to spread love and unconditional love and
mm-hmm,
promote creative entrepreneurs and
mm-hmm,
artists.
mm-hmm,
Somehow, like they say that artists are broke, they
mm-hmm,
dwell in a lot of dark space, the energy of Mahakali. I
mm-hmm,
believe Mahakali resides in every artist.
mm-hmm,
That's my
mm-hmm,
connection
mm-hmm,
towards art, especially
mm-hmm,
because when I was when I was in total, I don't want to use the word depression. I would say
Mm-hmm.
void or little confusion when I lost everything, when I lost my business, my job, my
Mm-hmm.
father, when
Mm-hmm.
I was in the space of void, right? When I was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, and also lockdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the world paused,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
started painting and
Mm-hmm.
I started abs painting my walls.
Mm-hmm.
Basically I started holding my a brush
Mm-hmm.
in late 30s,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So now from that journey, from rediscovering yourself, from being an IT employee or
Mm-hmm.
a sweet daughter, or from nothingness, I started painting again.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to say, I guess, is for me,
Mm-hmm.
it was quite a journey to understand myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the
Mm-hmm.
minute I tapped into my dark space and my potential strengths, I
Mm-hmm.
discovered a brilliant, a bright artist in me. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when journey, why they are called, God's favorite children, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
From
Mm-hmm.
So I feel a lot for artists basically,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
believe art can change the world better than politics.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to give it to the artist in me
Mm-hmm.
while understanding myself.
Mm-hmm.
In that process, I started connecting to the artist in the people I meet in
Mm-hmm.
general. So I owe it to the journey and the
Mm-hmm.
discovery of. I think artists are very powerful, man. I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely
Mm-hmm.
feel there's a lot of magic that
Mm-hmm.
resides inside their soul. I
Mm-hmm.
think not just artists inside every human,
Mm-hmm.
but artists learn it through, you know. So right now, on that note, I have a couple of art of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the abstract. I believe in abstract because I'm too broad. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, anyway, no explanation to that. I'm an abstract artist, and this is how my art is by now. There's
Mm-hmm.
some mythology and some, it's. I just did it today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
lot
Mm-hmm.
of my inspiration is Mahakali. She's my favorite, right?
Okay.
So I want to spread the essence of Mahakali. I want to spread the essence of an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to emphasize on magic as much as I believe in logic too. I think
Mm-hmm.
by now I believe in the balance between logic and magic. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely the balance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
So
what I want to
the
spread.
what the paintings which I can see on your background is been done by you.
Yeah, yeah, that's also by me.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little serious, and then lot of paintings. I just paint like two,
Mm-hmm.
three every day.
Mm-hmm.
Very original. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in perfection at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. So are we. And my art is also very abstract. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's done by me. And what is the best part is I don't have a reference, I just
Mm-hmm.
flow. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely flow of energy. And what really intrigues me is the
Triangle.
output
See,
because I don't know.
this is my book actually. I wrote
Sorry?
this particular book. You see
Wow, wow, wow.
the cover of this is actually
Cosmic
written.
engineering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is my first book.
Con, beautiful, cosmic and orgasmic continuum. What
Mm-hmm.
does that mean? The word CEO continuum. Oh
Orgasm continuum.
my God, the triangle is continuum. What is the meaning of?
What is that?
Yeah. What is the meaning of that? What is the
Uh,
meaning of continuum? Continuum.
Continuum. It's like something like,
Continuum. Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Continuum. So the
Continuous. A
when I'm
continuous
seeing
thing.
yeah, 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 yes, yes, yes. So when I'm seeing the
Okay.
triangle on your background, like so the the immediate thing which I related with is the cover of my book.
I believe nothing is coincidental. It's just the
Mm-hmm.
frequency match. The people
Mm-hmm.
that you meet are apps. See, as a kid, I used to be very impatient. I used
Mm-hmm.
to, I'm a core Sagittarian. We're very adventurous, and
Mm-hmm.
me being me, I was very impatient. But
Mm-hmm.
somehow, in over a period of time, after a lot of understanding about heartbreaks, expectations, assumptions, all
Mm-hmm.
of their disappointments, I
Mm-hmm.
somehow developed patience.
Mm-hmm.
I believe a lot in divine timing. I
Mm-hmm.
emphasize a lot on divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we try to set the Zoom and the other app that you sent me, the link for last half an hour, we were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know at what point it started working, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that particular
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
Intention is there, but sometimes things don't happen. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Intention is there, but there's a delay and a lag in the things that you want, from
Mm-hmm.
small thing to big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
somehow, if you trust the process, and I'm in
Mm-hmm.
a self-sacrifice surrender mode. I'm
Mm-hmm.
an Osho sannyasin as well. By the way, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
tantrika. I
Mm-hmm.
believe in yantra, mantra, tantra equally.
Mm-hmm.
But tantra is an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
all this divine wisdom, knowledge is like ocean. I'm
Mm-hmm.
tapping into all of that. I can say, at
Mm-hmm.
least I'm initiated into understanding about, understanding yantra, mantra, tantra. Yantra I
Mm-hmm.
always had the Sri
Mm-hmm.
yantra on my hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Somehow it came to me,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the triangles. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
triangles actually in my
Mm-hmm.
body. There's a lot of triangle, it
Mm-hmm.
just came to me. None of
Mm-hmm.
it is planned,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I forgot our basic conversation, but what I'm trying to say is, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
every person that we meet is part
Mm-hmm.
of, it's meant to be. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sold.
Mm-hmm.
There's no confusion.
Mm-hmm.
There is no question,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the minute that you got in touch with me, also there's some
Mm-hmm.
alignment. I think
Mm-hmm.
this triangle, there's some
Mm-hmm.
energies.
Mm-hmm.
More of the invisible space a lot, and I
Mm-hmm.
love the quantum physics and the invisible things and the mystery and
Mm-hmm.
mystic. All
Mm-hmm.
of this I believe. I was
Mm-hmm.
actually judged back in the day when I now the social media, and there's a lot of awareness about energy, frequency, and all of
Mm-hmm.
this. But
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, I remember I was separated. I'm divorced once actually,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you can imagine a 24-year-old woman or a girl going
Mm-hmm.
through divorce and all of that is definitely a down phase, downfall,
Mm-hmm.
and a little, the space is not happy. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In 2011 or 12, I ran into some people, and
Mm-hmm.
then I got initiated into some kind of meditation and the spiritual talks. All
Mm-hmm.
of that was happening when I was talking about energy and frequency. My
Mm-hmm.
very good friends also thought I went
Mm-hmm.
mad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They thought Shravani is gone. She's
Mm-hmm.
talking some energy and all. I think she's gone mad.
Mm-hmm.
So since then, I stopped talking and expressing, but the spirituality, whatever I
Mm-hmm.
had, my understanding was for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And after so many years, I'm so happy to connect with people like you
Mm-hmm.
who
Mm-hmm.
understand the process, who understand the magic, who
Mm-hmm.
understand energy in general. What else can
Mm-hmm.
I say?
Mm-hmm. So the basically
Yeah,
you are trying to express your own self through the art which you do, right? Like this is what you are trying to do. Like, for example,
that's
how the art, the abstract things are coming to you, like from where it is like. And so that
no clue.
is
It's just the flow.
okay.
But one thing, I don't want to sound so mystical also,
Mm-hmm.
frankly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very drawn to
Mm-hmm.
temples, the
Mm-hmm.
temple jewelry to patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I observe a lot of patterns outside temples,
Mm-hmm.
the patterns and the sculptures, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
very drawn to that area patterns.
Mm-hmm.
I like spirals, I like nature.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, what I've understood is the primal quality of an
Mm-hmm.
artist is to flow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you ask me to define what an artist is,
Mm-hmm.
who an artist is, someone who can surrender
Mm-hmm.
to the spontaneity of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just the spontaneity of life, and to observe the magic in the moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So once I start painting, or
Mm-hmm.
when, or even talking, or even interviewing, right,
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
existence, it became very artsy because there
Mm-hmm.
is no pattern. There is an invisible structure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be lying if I say there's no structure.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow my structure is invisible because
Mm-hmm.
I come from an IT background. I do
Mm-hmm.
understand technology, I understand Excel sheets, I
Mm-hmm.
understand formulas, I understand
Mm-hmm.
the process. Learn all of that and
Mm-hmm.
go blank.
Mm-hmm.
I just dump all the colors first. I fear, I have no fear flowing,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
because my aim is not to become perfect or to
Mm-hmm.
make an art which looks perfect
Mm-hmm.
or which is very impressive,
Mm-hmm.
People sometimes ask me, hey, what is that? I don't understand. My
Mm-hmm.
answer would be, even I don't understand. It is what it is. It is
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like the art behind you. I see the
Mm-hmm.
goddess. It's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, but there's no face. There's no features, right? It's all
So why
merged.
the face is not there? What I do is like there a mirror will be placed, you know.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So when you look into that particular piece of the art, you will see your own face. Like
Wow. Beautiful.
so, it's not like
That's amazing.
there is not a face. I mean, goddess doesn't have a
Yeah.
face, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. You seem to be very interesting too. Your profile, you're into tea, you're into tantra, you're
Ah,
into
see, this is my
podcasts
tea
and
actually.
all of this.
This is the logo of my tea.
Oh, oh my God. Yeah.
So
We
this
are
is
very, very, very
I
similar. That's, yeah,
this is the packet. This is how it looks like. I can send you the packet
I
actually.
see.
You've been doing the cafe. How is the cafe going on
Beautiful.
now?
Brand. You have it. No, no,
What
no.
is it?
So my cafe, unfortunately, I started business with my childhood friend,
Mm-hmm.
against
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people's will, and I had to shut it down actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ran it for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
2018 till 20,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to shut it down because I ran a legal case with my business partner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
uh, it was also called Nirvana. So
Mm-hmm.
my brand name is called Nirvana. A lot of people in Hyderabad recognize me as Nirvana more than
Mm-hmm.
Bhagi.
Mm-hmm.
So, like they say, great things have an ending and validity.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
did great. The coffee shop gave me a lot of fame and name and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it had to end.
Mm-hmm.
But the fire inside me, the
Mm-hmm.
nirvana, the essence of nirvana can never be
Mm-hmm.
dead. So After Rourkee, I took people to Gangotri, Rishikesh. I did
Mm-hmm.
farm events, bonfire. I conduct a
Mm-hmm.
lot of events around food, art, and music and travel. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even now
Mm-hmm.
I do informal networking events for artists and
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, every 15 20 days, I do an
Mm-hmm.
event where I bring like-minded people and connect. There's a entrepreneur circle. We all exchange ideas to
Mm-hmm.
connect, collaborate, and co-create. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that you can't grow alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
The power, if you meditate with another person, doubles and multiplies.
So
I
maybe you can
hate being alone. No,
conduct a tea ceremony. Basically, my tea has there is six flavors. So one is blue tea, and another one
mm,
is hibiscus. Then another one is lemongrass. Then power, and there are six different teas in a packet. So basically, the blue tea that is actually will give you the lucid dreams. You understand the power of lucid dreams, no? When you dream, you can go into your own dreams and you can control what is happening on your
wow.
dream.
After,
So this is
right,
called,
I understand.
yeah, so this is called lucid dreams. So the blue tea, this is a herbal product that can, if you keep on drinking, it can give you lucid dreaming. Then I have a tea called the rue is basically is a herbs, is a sacred herbs from the some of the tribes which they are using for the tea. So this is basically it will give you deep MOE components. Basically, this
Mm,
is not a psychedelic basically because it is been used before the ayahuasca ceremony. That is also again a tea. So these are the teas which I sell, like, So these teas can give you a lot of
beautiful.
maybe I can send you one packet possible, like, you can try.
Please send me one packet. I can try and I'm going to promote it in my event and I can make some people try and get in
Mm-hmm.
whoever when I come to Bangalore. You are right now talking to me from Bangalore, right?
No, right now I'm
Are you
talking
in
you
Bangalore
from
right now?
no, I'm in Kerala right now. I'll come to Bangalore maybe
Oh
in
my God.
2 weeks. I have a garden here in Kerala, so this is like the
Which part in Kerala?
it is like Idiki. So what it is like, about the nakshatras. There are 27 nakshatras. So what I do is like I made a place where the 27 plants, each plants are associated with the one nakshatra. So I created a garden, like, so people can, so it's like that. So one plantation. So this is a sacred garden. So I generally live there
Oh
when I come to.
my God. Bless you. Had I known that you are in Kerala, had you connected with me exactly one day back, I would have met you while I was in Kerala.
For everything, there is a time, right? Like,
And it's so beautiful. There's a time, and it's so beautiful. 27 nakshatra and 27 plants. Oh my, it's intense. What you're doing is so sacred. Wow, wow.
yeah. So I will show you the teas basically. You know,
Okay,
so we have
yeah.
distributed it to some people. Uh,
Mm.
I'll share this. So this is something like, this is the tea. This is the blue tea, and this is the
Mm.
this tea is basically the lemongrass, so that is good for the digestions and stuffs like that. And
Yeah.
this is blue tea, this color, so this is from the a blue pea basically. So this, if you drink it enough,
Mm.
like it can give you the dreams and stuffs like that. That is the tea.
Mm.
So this we've been distributing it in the. This is hibiscus. So this comes
Mm.
really good red color. It will actually help you to develop your heart and and blood and stuffs like that.
Right.
Yeah, it will give you a lot of energy.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the
Amazing.
hibiscus. This is tulasi. That is for the immunity. It will give immunity.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
so if you go through this, and this is also blue tea. So this is how it will look like. You can how better looking
Wow,
it will
wow.
be. Yeah. So if you
Beautiful
put
color.
yeah, if you put a little lemon into that, it will actually turn into pink, and that will be different
Wow.
color, like, basically there is different sort of tea ceremonies can be done with this
Mm.
particular thing.
Yeah, we can. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
The blue turns pink if you add lemon, you're saying.
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Wow, wow, wow.
How do I stop?
Amazing. Please send me the sample.
Yes, yes, yes. How do I stop the?
Uh, after my IT career, which ended in 2018, I have not been using technology. I hate technology. I'm against AI, frankly. But people might hate me for this, but everyone has their own role in the world.
Yeah. Anyway, like
Yeah.
so I like IT. I write code and things like that right now also, like So basically, when we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about your tattoo, where and all you got tattoos, like.
I have my first, like some hands. I have one on my belly. You can see one on my chest and my
Mm-hmm.
hand, and I have one on my finger. But I want to have one snake on my spine. I love
Mm-hmm.
snakes. I
Mm-hmm.
want one snake tattoo on my back, hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
many actually, maybe six or seven,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to get more.
See.
Some of my tattoos are hand poked. They're not
Mm-hmm.
machine, they're all hand poked. Not all, some
Mm-hmm.
are hand poked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you
I
show
have
some?
one, I have
Yeah.
snake. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the snake.
So the you like it's a snake is the symbol of Kundalini also, like
Yeah. I'm
Hello.
scared, but to me, what
Mm-hmm.
really moves me about snake is that
Mm-hmm.
it has to shed its skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every
Mm-hmm.
year,
Mm-hmm.
or and it's not an easy process, to
Mm-hmm.
let go of your own skin. And if it doesn't shed the skin, it's gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the process of shedding its own skin,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it's very intense because I think we all should also transformation is the only way to
Yeah, the it
evolve,
is
no?
like the snake is like a reptilian. So
You need to
what
keep
happens?
transforming, you need to shed your own thing,
Hello.
something.
So the snake is a sort of reptilian. So what it does is like its exoskeleton won't grow with its body. So what happens is that it has to shed their exoskeleton in order to grow its own self. So the not only that,
Yeah.
a snake is the symbol of mythology and mysticism and also the power of Kundalini. Why it is because the snake while making love, the snake can touch
Mm.
each and every part of the body. So that is
Mm.
why it has been it is not possible to other animals to have such a deep
Oh,
intimacy, and also
oh.
there are nakshatras which we've been speaking about, the 27 nakshatras. So when we unveil the secret, like, my spiritual animal according to the Vedic astrology is a serpent. So that's why so the mystical powers will be more in these sort of things, like, when we look into the planetary position in our chart and the animals and things like that. Maybe I can read your chart later, maybe after this podcast, possible, you know.
I would love to know that. Please, I'll offline, well, not maybe on the interview, but
Mhm.
I'll give you my star birth time, all of that. I would love
Yeah.
to. Please. Thank you. Thank you.
And when we are
Mm.
talking about the tattoo, I will show you something. Um,
Mm.
yeah, here. So you see the tattoo. No, this. Yeah, but it is.
It looks like you went into a lot of lifetimes in the same lifetime. I see you also in a very different versions, and right now you're more sorted. I don't know. I just you give me that vibe of you've seen a lot and tried a lot of phases in life.
See, thing. Come on. Don't know why it is working like this. Want to show you?
Divine timing.
What is that?
I said the divine timing.
Mhm.
Whatever the universe has to show only will show. Whatever it doesn't work other way around.
Of course, yes. Like this one, I want to show you.
Yeah.
See the body, you look like, you want to do tattoos like this.
I'm just trying to. Are we on the right screen?
Yeah, yeah. Can
Acha,
you?
acha, acha. I need to zoom it. It's too blurry in the
Mhm.
screen. You can send me. Yeah.
So the body, the tattoos basically, when I mean, I have seen when we are talking about the
Mm,
tattoos, I have interviewed many people who are with the tattoos basically. So she is one among them. Like, she has a lot of tattoos on the body, and also, the
yeah.
headhunters in the Nagaland. So there is a kind of tribe; those live in the Nagaland. So what they does is like, they kill peoples from another
Mm,
tribe, and they get the head of that particular person and cook it and keep it in front of their house, like, so this is it is called morong basically. So it's an tribal institution. So different tribes has different morongs, and they get the head of the person from another tribe when a fight or something is happening,
mm,
and they keep it there.
mm,
And
mm.
each head they cut, they will get a tattoo on their face. So I had an
Wow.
interview with them. I been there in Nagaland, and it's in Mong village. So it's basically the border town between
Mm,
India and
mm,
the Myanmar. So previously it has been known as Burma, and the peoples over there, they had dual citizen.
mm,
So I went there and I had an interview with one person there. So
mm.
that you can find in my interview list basically.
I will. Wow,
So that is one
wow,
of the important thing.
wow, wow, wow. You interviewed such interesting people. Wow.
Yeah, that's which means that you are also an interesting
Mm,
person.
it's amazing. Yeah, I am. I am. I have to agree. I'm very interesting. Yeah, yeah, people don't usually understand. Like even they ask me, what do I do?
Mhm.
Sometimes I can't answer that because you're just living and flowing and exploring, unlearning. It is the idea is to co-create, meet people, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
For profession, what do you do for a living?
Mhm.
Is a actual question, but what do you do? When someone asks me what do you do, I get anxiety, because I don't know, it's so unknown. You just
Mhm.
do whatever you feel like, it's as simple as that. But yeah, but it
So,
was really nice connecting with you, Arun. We'll stay connected. Do you have any more questions for me?
the thing is like these are the things which is reminding me when we were
Because
speaking about
I
the
think
what is it?
yeah.
So
Speaking about,
when we are talking about the tattoos, these
sorry, I lost.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we are speaking about tattoo, these are the things which comes to my mind. So when you did approximately
Mm.
150 episode, so what would be the interesting episode? Like something which because when we do the podcasting, the same thing which we are actually understanding more and in detailed about the person which we were interviewing, and I mean it's a dual learning. They are also learning something from us and we are also learning something from them. So in that particular
Correct.
understanding, like
Absolutely.
which one is the interesting podcast which you did, like what can you talk about that?
Yeah. So, as you said, everybody who walked into my podcast taught me something, and I think
Mm-hmm.
in return, the energy exchange for them was good.
Mm-hmm.
But particularly, I like three. One is Ravi Manta. He's a
Mm-hmm.
holistic healer, farmer, and entrepreneur, and a billionaire. He's a combination of
Mm-hmm.
absolute logic and magic. We spoke about Bhagavad Gita and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of broad spiritual things to also, logic,
Mm-hmm.
materialistic stuff too. Ravi Manta, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Two is there's one amazing human.
Devi
I
Manda
keep talking
episode
about her
number,
a lot.
what is the episode number, Demi Manda?
She's from Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, but I'll share the link. If you type Ravi Manta
Mm-hmm.
Candid with Bhagi on Spotify, you'll find. Okay.
Okay, we can keep that
Second is Anusha
link.
Suresh. Anusha.
Mm-hmm.
She's yeah, I'll share some links and one more traveling tantrika.
Mm-hmm.
My tantra teacher who I got initiated when
Mm-hmm.
I was in Darjeeling.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Goa right now,
Mm-hmm.
and her narrative was also amazing. Some of this happens in the material world on
Mm-hmm.
earth, but my heart and soul is in spiritual world.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to go very deeper with topics around spirituality, but everybody can't connect to that, so I dilute it to some comedy and make
Mm-hmm.
it some little funny, and it's a balance, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you are able to understand kundalini and these things are how many people and not many people, right? So but
Mm-hmm.
my healing and tantra and these are the narratives I love. I'll share
So
the
the
links with you. But
okay,
every narrative is very unique for sure.
yeah. So how was your tantric awakening journey, and what was the discussion in this second podcast, which you are talking about the tantrika?
Yeah, yeah. So my oh sorry, I got stuck. Yeah. Hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So for to me, you know, mantras I know because I'm born in a Telugu Brahmin family. I understood mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Yantra is something also I understood because body and cosmos. Yantra also I understand. Tantra, I was very confused with the word tantra. Why? Because people started diluting that word with tantric sex and
Mm-hmm.
something silly. Tantra. Understanding of the word tantra for me is
Mm-hmm.
the process and structure and the
Mm-hmm.
technology. Everything
Mm-hmm.
has its own process, right? That's tantra.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one time I was feeling so sad physically. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I had my period going for 15, 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to die. That I should just take off to mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted to go to mountain, and that's when my friend shared this creative called Osho Tantra workshop in
Mm-hmm.
Meerut near
Mm-hmm.
Darjeeling.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I'm not a person who does a lot of research. I
Mm-hmm.
hate planning, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because once you for you,
Mm-hmm.
you surrender, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
then I took off to Darjeeling with my person there
Mm-hmm.
called Swami Ganga,
Mm-hmm.
who is 70-year-old man who lives
Mm-hmm.
in Khajuraho,
Mm-hmm.
who was a guide for Osho himself.
Mm-hmm.
He traveled with Osho,
Mm-hmm.
building communes back
Mm-hmm.
in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a lot of following across the globe. His name is
Mm-hmm.
Swami Ganga.
Mm-hmm.
So I was an atheist at one point, Arun. I never believed in temples and people
Mm-hmm.
and pujaris and all. I had bad experiences. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust human beings as much as I trust animals, frankly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can trust a snake, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
trust animals. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
humans. Sorry. So I'm taking my time to trust humans because they broke my trust and a lot of experiences and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the minute I saw Swami Ganga, a lot of people around him, I thought, who is he? Why is everybody behind him? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like really understand why people are so crazy about another human like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll not believe, they call this pravachana, no? What do you call? They start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Um during my time in Darjeeling, Swami
Mm-hmm.
Ganga was just we were just learning basic yoga asanas and things. Some workshops were happening.
Mm-hmm.
Swami Ganga just walked in, and
Mm-hmm.
then he just I don't remember exactly what he spoke.
Mm-hmm.
The minute he started talking,
Mm-hmm.
I felt that all the piled up questions that I had in the last 4 or 5 years were all answered.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it happens. You
Mm-hmm.
don't ask anybody question. You come
Mm-hmm.
across them,
Mm-hmm.
and you you, you feel that, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
I had to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking all the questions so personal that Google cannot answer them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then when Swami Ganga started talking, I started crying for like 4 hours. Like, it was
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One full day, like I was like crying. It's called release. No, I
Mm-hmm.
was releasing and releasing and releasing. Then I was like, who is this man? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why am I so connected with him? You know,
Mm-hmm.
invisibly. When he was around me, I felt goosebumps and that connection, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, Osho, through Swami Ganga, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And the community of these people,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked me, your name is Bhagi. I'm like, yeah. He told
Mm-hmm.
me, oh my God, you're so powerful, you're so
Mm-hmm.
powerful, you're a tantrika, he said. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
he saw the
Mm-hmm.
Sri Chakra and said, you're a tantrika. That
Mm-hmm.
time I didn't even know what tantrika was, frankly. I'm like, why
Mm-hmm.
is he calling me tantrika, someone such a big, you know,
Mm-hmm.
wise man? And then next 2 3 days I spent more time with him. I interviewed him.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all whatever has happened in my life
Mm-hmm.
is a realization in the moment. There is
Mm-hmm.
no textbook or I hate
Mm-hmm.
technology.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is happening to me is a reflection of my life as it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Tantra and Osho came into my life through Swami Ganga, and he
Mm-hmm.
lives in Khajuraho. I'm meeting
Mm-hmm.
him this year. I'm planning
Mm-hmm.
to go to Khajuraho and meet him actually. Yeah, that's a
Mm-hmm.
brief. And then in the trip, he initiated me.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that mala that they do initiation and all of
Mm-hmm.
that, no,
Mm-hmm.
my Osho name is called Bhagi Ma. they,
Mm-hmm.
they gave me that mala and did all the ritual instantly. Usually
Mm-hmm.
they take their time in
Mm-hmm.
welcoming people into the tribe, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I was part of them very instantly because the energy, it's
Mm-hmm.
just, the energy was so beautiful. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful memory for me, the entire
Mm-hmm.
trip to Darjeeling and meeting Swami Ganga and
Mm-hmm.
Khajuraho and knowing about his stories
And
and all of
this,
that. It's beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this particular podcast is about your initiation or your journey. What is the story of that particular podcast, the second podcast?
I The second one, so in all my narratives, I
Mm-hmm.
try to enhance. The first time I'm interviewing a lot, I don't talk
Mm-hmm.
more about me because
Mm-hmm.
I'm very shy and
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I think I'm very grounded.
Mm-hmm.
I get this stupid quality from my dead father, wherever
Mm-hmm.
he is. We don't
Mm-hmm.
like to brag.
Mm-hmm.
We want to keep it simple and
Mm-hmm.
basic. And I'm very shy bragging about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I underestimate myself. All of that. So all my narratives are about the person who I'm interviewing mostly.
Mm-hmm.
What business they are into,
Mm-hmm.
what services. Like if I were to interview Arun, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I were to
Mm-hmm.
interview you,
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about your journey. When did you start the tea,
Mm-hmm.
marketing it,
Mm-hmm.
sales? Because I'm a
Mm-hmm.
salesperson. I
Mm-hmm.
always look for profits and business. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always about money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the casual conversation as much, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to enhance their brand or the
Mm-hmm.
product or the service or
Mm-hmm.
whatever they do. I try to enhance that
Mm-hmm.
quality more. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's it
So
comes to
the
me naturally because I've been in marketing and sales.
mm-hmm. So the second podcast, if we
Yeah.
look into the story of the second podcast in which you've been talking, I mean, he is talking about his life story. What is that, people's? If
Oh,
one
the
of yeah.
Swami Ganga. The Swami Ganga was like a 2 3 minutes interview which I posted on my Instagram. It's not
Mm-hmm.
on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
But I just asked him, I'm very curious. I emphasize a lot on philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
I met Kapil Dev, I met some Kiran Bedi, some significant people I meet, they'll not give you 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They'll give you a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to get the essence of their field. What do you want
Mm-hmm.
to do? What do you want to tell the world? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
try to, I think Swami Ganga spoke well. I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember the context exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember the cricketer Kapil Dev, when I asked
Mm-hmm.
him his philosophy,
Mm-hmm.
it was very profound what he told me actually. You know what he told me? I follow this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He told me, wherever you are, be
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's so simple but so profound. You
Mm-hmm.
can't be here with Arun and
Mm-hmm.
keep thinking about my next podcast or my previous podcast and what I want to do after the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He said, wherever you are, be there. Give
Mm-hmm.
100 there.
Mhm, mhm,
I
mhm,
loved it. It was like,
mhm,
usually we sit here and think about something else.
mhm,
You're with someone, you go on a date with some boy or a girl, and so
mhm,
what Kapil Dev told me was extremely profound. I thought he just told me, wherever you are, be there. I'm like,
mhm,
wow, wow, wow. This is what I needed to hear. You
So we
know.
have
And
spoken.
Kiran Bedi also.
I just want to pursue there. We have spoken about two podcasts. One is uh, hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So we have spoken about two podcasts which you have did. One is with this Tantric Swami, and another one is with one Bhagavad Gita. And you've been speaking about the third podcast. What was the content context of that particular podcast?
The third one, no, Tantrika, the traveling Tantrika, her name is Tasneem.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically spoke a lot about cosmic orgasm and
Mm-hmm.
how normal humans who are
Mm-hmm.
not so evolved, maybe I want to use the word evolution,
Mm-hmm.
perceive orgasm to be like a shady thing or a taboo thing and things.
Mm-hmm.
She spoke about sensuality and orgasm and
Mm-hmm.
how tantra helps
Mm-hmm.
you,
Mm-hmm.
evolve,
Mm-hmm.
and the methodologies,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the subject. The
Mm-hmm.
subject is around that.
Mm-hmm.
How some men talking about sex is so taboo,
Mm-hmm.
how women up and they don't understand orgasm. A lot about all of this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
even Anusha
Mm-hmm.
also spoke about the same subject,
Mm-hmm.
and
Who is the
healing
Anusha?
through this. Anusha Suresh, she is
Mm-hmm.
also a healing. She's into. I'm not able to exactly remember the techniques that she does, but she's also a healer.
Mm-hmm.
She's spiritual. One of the best narratives. I'm going to share the links. Anusha Suresh,
Mm-hmm.
Ravi Manta, and Tasneem. These are the
Mm-hmm.
three things I mentioned because it's very, very relevant to your audience and
Mm-hmm.
you, the right place. Yeah.
So I
I
had
don't think people are going to listen beyond this time. So,
no, it's see the how the algorithm in YouTube works is not like
yeah,
it's not in the way like what I do is like the long form content I make it as shorts. So we talk a lot in
mm,
the long form content, right? Like I mean, if it is quite
right.
interesting, people will
I
listen
okay.
to. But
You edit.
yeah.
You edit it. Got it.
So basically, I
Yeah.
also did one interview on the orgasmic thing. Basically, it's her name is Bestie Blanger Baker. She is from US. I think maybe 4 years ago, I had this particular podcast. Basically, she wrote some two books on orgasms and stuffs like that, and how she is faking that in while having a relationship, how she's faking the orgasm and things like that. My question will be, did you had any
Correct.
orgasm anytime?
Oh, um, somehow, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect I'll talk about this, but for
Mm-hmm.
the longest time in my
Mm-hmm.
life, I
Mm-hmm.
never had an orgasm. For
Mm-hmm.
the longest, right now I'm 38.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 38, maybe till late, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I never
Mm-hmm.
had an orgasm through another person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, even now, it's very difficult for me
Mm-hmm.
through another person.
Mm-hmm.
It happened through self.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It happens mostly through self
Mm-hmm.
pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is what it is. It's very
Mm-hmm.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So how was your orgasm story, if you like to share?
I can share it. It's very funny. So I was actually for the longest time I was worried, okay, something is wrong with me. Why
Mm-hmm.
am I not, climaxing? What's wrong with me? Something wrong with my body. I used to like go lot because my first sexual experience was very bad.
Mhm.
It was an arranged marriage, and I was a
Mhm.
virgin till my marriage. And
Mhm.
it was just the muhurta, the first night, and the peer pressure, and
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
not in those days. It was ruined for me, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and everything happens around up after that, right? Everything
Mhm.
else happens after your first experience, obviously.
Mhm.
So I was very close. It was an arranged marriage that failed.
Mhm.
So years and years I was a pleaser or whatever. I was not really focusing on
Mhm.
I was not selfish, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
And I think it's a trait of being a giver and a
Mhm.
pleaser.
Mhm.
So I was not focusing on myself
Mhm.
till the time I met this lady in
Mhm.
Bangalore. I moved to Bangalore for a year in 2017 sometime
Mhm.
for a
Mhm.
job.
Mhm.
There's this lady
Mhm.
I met who asked me to
Mhm.
um, buy a toothbrush, a vibrating toothbrush.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Back in the day, the sex toys was not also a big thing. It was a little
Mhm.
taboo in my head. She
Mhm.
asked me to buy use a vibrating toothbrush instead of a
Mhm.
vibrator. I
Mhm.
still remember it was funniest experience of my life. My first orgasm was through a toothbrush. Yeah, it's an actual true story. There is no, I didn't make it up. Then that's when as I told you, it's all, my orgasms were all discovered by myself mostly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I
So,
want to add one more thing. Yeah,
so
sorry.
this is kind of brush gossip, like brush
Brush
gas.
gas. Brushgasm for sure. Yeah. Yeah, if anybody is not able to afford buying vibrators, if it's too expensive, the easiest thing is to buy is a vibrating toothbrush. Works very well. Yeah, yeah. So one more interview I forgot to mention. I
Mhm.
interviewed this extremely renowned lady called Paula Coran,
Mhm.
very old American
Mhm.
who introduced Reiki to India. You know
Mhm.
Reiki?
Yes, yes, yes. Energy healing.
She introduced Reiki. She introduced Reiki to India. I got an opportunity to pick her up from the airport, and I spent 4 days with her. And I spent
Mhm.
some good 3 4 days with her. The narrative will blow your mind. She talks about energy. She talks about rainbow body and became a
Mhm.
rainbow, and how she met some people who would walk through the wall,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
create snow. Oh
Mhm.
my God, she
Mhm.
blew my mind. She blew my
Mhm.
mind, and she worked with so many energies and people. And of
Mhm.
course, she must be in 70s,
Mhm.
but she looks like she's 50. You
Mhm.
must listen to her narrative also, which is there on my Spotify. Paula.
Mhm.
Her name is
Mhm.
Reiki Healer.
Mhm.
Reiki Healer. She's
Pola.
also very, very significant to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. So when you mention
Yeah.
the rainbow, you know about the rainbow gathering. This is happens with the hippies. I've been in one of the rainbow gathering which was in Himachal. So basically, there are a lot of. I mean, life. If you look into the life is different in a different perspective. Like there is a lot of stuffs happens in the life. So maybe a lot of conditioning and things like that. So if we look into here, what happens? You are allowed to do whatever you want to do, and this is really crazy. If somebody who is not the part of the family, if looking into that from some other dimension, they will feel like a bunch of crazy people are in the middle of the middle of the forest or something that sort, like so the rainbow gathers a lot of significance in the totality, basically, like
Correct.
hmm
Correct. Yeah.
I
The
had a
hippies are
podcast.
called the rainbow children.
Yeah, I had a podcast on that with one woman called Linda. We met in Nepal. I mean,
Mm.
we met in the rainbow gathering, and we've been traveling in Nepal basically. So we had the
Mm.
podcast over there in the what is about the rainbow gathering and things like that. Like, you maybe can check
Wow.
into that. Yeah. So you are
Absolutely. I'm going to
planning.
check some of your narratives.
So you have written any of books? You are planning to write any of the book?
I just started, there are
Hmm.
some pages there. I just started
I can
writing
make it out. You
a
are
book on
about,
my life.
yeah, I can make out like you are about to give birth to some books or something like.
But the title is, see, because, I'm such a deep person,
Mm-hmm.
I stopped meeting everybody in that depth.
Mm-hmm.
I meet people on the surface,
Mm-hmm.
and if they're connected, we
Mm-hmm.
can travel deeper or higher or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But my filter of life is comedy. I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to get into acting in comedy roles because I
Mm-hmm.
believe comedy is the ultimate emotion for me. The
Mm-hmm.
ultimate emotion I
Mm-hmm.
feel is comedy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not no next life,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It is
Mm-hmm.
the liberation.
Mm-hmm.
It is the liberation. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely the liberation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I keep emphasizing on dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting deeper into these subjects
Mm-hmm.
now. Moksha is liberation.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about my book, Arun, it's going to be Chill the Fuck Out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chill the Fuck Out by Bhagi Shravani.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in this, I'm going to talk about what I went through as a
Mm-hmm.
teenager, as a
Mm-hmm.
lover, as a
Mm-hmm.
wife,
Mm-hmm.
as an IT employee,
Mm-hmm.
employer,
Mm-hmm.
and entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
as a hostess, as a
Mm-hmm.
podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
So the different avatars of my
Mm-hmm.
life, but
Mm-hmm.
everything comprehends to,
Mm-hmm.
for me, everything is comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to simplify life for everybody and tell everything is comedy. Don't take life so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chill the fuck
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm not getting a job. I'm not finding a job. I'm not finding a boy. I want to marry somebody.
Mm-hmm.
No, no. Chill the fuck out. That's my
Mm-hmm.
essence.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
chill,
Mm-hmm.
once you relax,
Mm-hmm.
everything you'll get. You
Mm-hmm.
raise your frequency, first
Mm-hmm.
relax, and
Mm-hmm.
then just be and
Mm-hmm.
just raise your frequency. How do you raise your frequency? Of
Mm-hmm.
course, there's meditation, all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
I believe in giving, Arun. I believe in first you give anything to people, you'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in first taking. I
Mm-hmm.
first believe in giving. You
Mm-hmm.
give.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I travel, also I carry biscuits for dogs or cats or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I feed.
Mm-hmm.
Keep giving. For me, it's animals. For you, it may be orphans or something else, or
Mm-hmm.
your mother or your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Keep giving love first. Then
Mm-hmm.
you'll get
Mm-hmm.
in abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I feel I have everything in abundance. See, I'm a middle class person. My father died.
Mm-hmm.
One divorce happened. Business has gone.
Mm-hmm.
All that happened, but I nothing can shake me by now. I feel
Mm-hmm.
because the depths of reality is what I've seen already.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing beyond that can go wrong, is what I feel. For
Mm-hmm.
me, and death is comedy. For
Mm-hmm.
me, death is transformation. I believe in death as a beautiful entity.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I die every day and
Mm-hmm.
come back again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's so beautiful to experience and to be living this life.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing is, we are all connected as humans in the cosmos, right? We are all
Mm-hmm.
genuinely connected
Mm-hmm.
through invisible thread.
Mm-hmm.
But the people around us are unhappy and narrow, and I love my beer. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not like, oh, I'm a yogini, I'm spiritual, don't talk to me bad words. I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming from Shiva consciousness first. I went inward
Mm-hmm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in
Mm-hmm.
Krishna consciousness. Krishna
Mm-hmm.
consciousness, Bhagavad Gita is all about how to navigate through the materialistic world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have so many energies, you can't
Mm-hmm.
control it. The
Mm-hmm.
idea of Krishna consciousness to me is how to navigate through the materialistic world and
Mm-hmm.
how to win the battle
Mm-hmm.
of your
Mm-hmm.
life. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How do you identify? First I went to Shiva, now I'm
Mm-hmm.
into Krishna. People first go to material and then go last, may they go Shiva inward, Om Namah
Mm-hmm.
Shivaya. first I went to Om Namah Shivaya. Now I'm like Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
So the
So,
thing is like you're
so
trying to do movies actually, right? Like you told
yeah.
me like your
Yeah,
father was a producer and stuffs like that. Like what? How do you look into the
yeah.
movie? Because if we look into my podcast, I had one podcast with one actress. Her name is Deep Sri. She is doing some not into the theatrical movies, like one or two movies she had did. And also I think two actresses came into my podcast. One is Christina Saikia. She did the Kama Sutra 3D, which is never been came out. Like, so there is two
Mm,
actresses has been there. So how do you see your movie?
mm,
What you want to?
right. So, I wanted to give a brilliant conclusion, the last topic, which I
Mm-hmm.
forgot. I'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Anyway, so my father was a movie producer. My uncle was a film journalist
Mm-hmm.
who started a magazine for catering to film people only back in the days called Venditera.
Mm-hmm.
So my influence was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My influence was a lot of my father's side people and all. So
Mm-hmm.
my father has produced movies with a brilliant, renowned director called Jendiala,
Mm-hmm.
very famous in Telugu
Mm-hmm.
films, Jendiala.
Mm-hmm.
So my childhood memory is to bunk
Mm-hmm.
school and be on the set,
Mm-hmm.
to bunk school and just go travel,
Mm-hmm.
interacting with heroines and all of this. A
Mm-hmm.
little, my other uncle was also stage artist,
Mm-hmm.
dramas and all.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it in blood, but when I was interested in acting, my dad never allowed me for
Mm-hmm.
obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did my engineering and arranged marriage, all of that happened. But
Mm-hmm.
again, my soul came back to the art and movies through my
Mm-hmm.
coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
In my coffee shop, I met a lot of people, especially
Mm-hmm.
directors and actors,
Mm-hmm.
who used to have coffee and write the scripts at my coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one director, Varun Reddy,
Mm-hmm.
who was directing a film, and he
Mm-hmm.
gave me a role which I
Mm-hmm.
acted, which is in post production now.
Mm-hmm.
So since I emphasize on comedy,
Mm-hmm.
all the movies that my father produced were also
Mm-hmm.
essence of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
What do comedy movies talk about? It's a
Mm-hmm.
very satire. It's a
Mm-hmm.
satire on society.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, comedians are the most deep people.
Mm-hmm.
Even any you take all these characters, very deep souls. But
Mm-hmm.
to be able to make the other person laugh is the toughest, I feel. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually extreme. It's very easy to cry on the screen. It's very difficult to make other person laugh, right? So
Mm-hmm.
somehow since childhood, because of my upbringing, or even in my family, my dad was very funny. My
Mm-hmm.
brothers are all very funny people, very witty, sense
Mm-hmm.
of humor.
Mm-hmm.
We try to make the mood lighter. We try to just do comedy and not
Mm-hmm.
serious. You know, so I'm very influenced by the emotion comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also in Telugu, in
Mm-hmm.
Tollywood, if you look at more, there are a lot of male comedian, but there's only female comedian role somewhere. Not comedian. I
Mm-hmm.
can I have one script coming my way in which I can't reveal things, but
Mm-hmm.
it's around a philosophical character. I can
Mm-hmm.
play a goddess or a hippie also. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
Mm-hmm.
what I really connect is
Mm-hmm.
comedy. So,
Mm-hmm.
and also definitely, I think my route right now, the book is only till podcast, but I have a feeling I'll get into production, movie production, and
Mm-hmm.
co-direction. I'm interested in directing also by now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you should make people laugh and cry at the same time and throw a
Mm-hmm.
nice bottom line as a moral of the story. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
believe in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in, oh, let's be serious, do yoga forever. No, I don't believe in that. I believe in I believe in still talk, go have a beer or be useful to the world. My narrative from being just be selfish, live for yourself. I don't believe in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You are here on earth
Mhm.
co-creating something. You have your role, you have your own carrot stick, you have your own
Mhm.
USP. I
Mhm.
really wish and I really think we all should add value. Otherwise,
Mhm.
there's no point. You,
Mhm.
Arun, you're sitting in Kerala
Mhm.
and doing this podcast, meeting these people, bringing in the narrative. This is your dharma.
Mhm.
This is your journey.
Mhm.
Every in the same way, I feel everyone should connect to their roots and identify what they're good at. You
Mhm.
know what? I wish I did my mass communication and journalism. I would have been very good, but I did
Mhm.
electronics and
Mhm.
instrument, all of that, because
Mhm.
nobody. Back in the day, there was not much awareness of identifying people's strength.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now parents are little evolved. They see their children painting, whatever, whatever.
Mhm.
Back in the day, everybody engineering,
Mhm.
masters. USA,
Mhm.
do computers, IT job.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
for me, the narrative has changed because I've unlearned. Okay, this is something that I want to tell to funniest. I really, if I do stand up, there's going to be opening line.
Mhm. Mhm.
If at all I do stand up comedy, there's going to be opening line because it's really that true and funny.
Mhm.
When my friends were when my friends were genuinely going for masters,
Mhm.
right? When they were studying further, I
Mhm.
got into a job. When they were getting married, I was getting divorced.
Mhm. Mhm.
When they were having kids, I'm dating. And when they are, they're going to spiritual path, I'm saying chill the fuck out, have beer. Against the tide. I've been
Mhm.
the odd one out every time in life, the black
Mhm.
sheep of the family. So people think, oh, she's so happy, she's single, oh, nothing, no responsibility. Like Osho says,
Mhm.
freedom comes with a lot of responsibility.
Mhm.
It's not easy to be
Mhm.
single. It's not easy to be without responsibility. Right now,
Mhm.
my everyday prayer is Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. I,
Mhm.
I pray for the entire cosmos, not
Okay.
just
So
humans.
the when we
I
are
hate,
speaking
I,
about the movie which you are trying to do, that we can expect in you are submitting something in the direction of acting and stuffs like that.
yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's acting only. I played a mother, a hippie mother,
Mm-hmm.
also a very funny character. I'm trying to tell my daughter who's getting married, and why do you want to get married till the fuck out? So it's like, it's really funny. It's really funny.
So that it is a
So I
short
hope
movie or
that
it's a movie, theater movie
it's
or.
a feature movie. It's a feature movie. Hopefully it'll come in theater. It
Mm-hmm.
also didn't release. It was supposed to release 2 years back, but hopefully this year or
Mm-hmm.
next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you want
But
to
thank you so much.
you want to try to do some sort of short films or something in the coming time.
Yeah, I do theater. I do some theater. I did some theater,
Mm-hmm.
short films, anything that comes my way. That's what I'm trying to say. I
Mm-hmm.
like to connect, collaborate, co-create. Anybody who's, I
Mm-hmm.
don't ask. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
comes my in Krishna's consciousness, there is no free will, minimalistic.
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep my desires as a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not achieved 100%, at least 30-40% I'm there,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't ask a man, do you want to date me? Should go on a date? I don't ask. I
Mm-hmm.
don't pursue, I want this, can you give me that? I don't. I'm
Mm-hmm.
absolutely observing my own life.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever comes my way, I
Mm-hmm.
choose. There's a
Mm-hmm.
choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some things come your way. If something very nice comes my way, of course, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So
right now my focus is podcast. I want
how
to
do people can connect with you, whether they want to do the podcasting or movies or whatever the reason.
mostly Instagram. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very active on Instagram, like how
What was
we
the what?
connected, no, or
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
What's the your Instagram ID?
It's called Bhagi. Bhagi Shravani.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bhagii
Mm-hmm.
Shravani. Bhagi Shravani.
Mm-hmm.
And my I call it's a social entrepreneurship that I do.
Mm-hmm.
My page is called Humans of Nirvana. To if
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants to look at my work, my community work, and art
Mm-hmm.
and artists and connecting and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Humans of Nirvana and Bhagi Shafri.
Okay. So thank you for
Yeah,
joining me today. And if somebody want to connect with you, they could connect you via Instagram or whatever. So you can send me the link so that I can put it in the description of this particular video so that people could find you out. Yeah. Thank you for
I'm so happy that you connected with me. I usually don't connect with everyone. It's just the energy, right, Arun? The
mm-hmm.
minute you said I saw your profile with Tantra and tea and all of this art, and I
Mm-hmm.
was very intrigued. And I genuinely feel humans like you are also
Mm-hmm.
very, mi- not many people,
Mm-hmm.
so with the knowledge and exposure and broad mind and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the alignment of our energies with the similar art patterns
Mm-hmm.
of triangles and all
Mm-hmm.
of this is also very, very intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks a lot for choosing me, and also the kind of questions that you asked, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
always visualized me telling this to the world,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm successful. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how successful I am by now, but
Mm-hmm.
you interviewing me and making me feel special,
Mm-hmm.
I feel successful already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much. And
Okay.
please send me the sample of your tea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to promote it, try
Mm-hmm.
it, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll meet you definitely when you're in Bangalore or when
Mm-hmm.
you're in Hyderabad or whatever, whenever
Mm-hmm.
the divine timing unfolds. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Yeah, send
Om
me
Namah
your
Shivaya.
place of birth, the date of birth, and time of birth. We can look into your chart as well.